Hey guys, welcome back to XplaineD. Today, I am going to recap a 1991 drama romance movie named Paprika. So, let's begin. At the beginning of the movie we see a girl named Mimo. The two talk, who goes to meet her boyfriend Nino, and Mimo tells Nino that she's a little scared. On this Nino says that it is only a matter of 15 days, and after that all their problems will be over. Saying this, Nino leaves from there, and then Mimo goes to a brothel. Actually Memo had come here to become a prostitute, because she wanted to help her boyfriend Nino by earning money from this work. Even Mimo was asked by her boyfriend to do this. Then the manager of this brothel meets Madame Mimo, and seeing her, Madame praises her body very much. Then Madame shows Mimo her room. Here his clients were about to come. She tells Mimo that 50% of the money she earns from the client will be given to Mimo and she will keep the rest. After this, Madame Mimo comes to introduce the rest of the girls here. Here all the girls are given a new name, so that the client can choose them easily, and hence the Mimo is named as Paprika. The Mimo is then sent to the doctor, who check it up. The doctor sees Mimo and tells him that you are too young now and what are you doing in this place? On which Mimo lies at first, that she is here because of family problems, but doctors catch her lying, and Mimo tells the truth. Her boyfriend Nino needs money, and that's what sent the Mimo over here. Mimo also tells this to the doctor, that she will just work here for 15 days and then she will marry her boyfriend Nino. On this the doctor says that whatever girl comes here, she can never go back and your boyfriend is just taking advantage of you. But Mimo does not pay attention to the doctor's words, because she had full faith in her boyfriend Nino. On the same day Mimo gets his first client whose name was Franco, and then seeing the Mimo, Franco starts liking it too. But while being intimate, Mimo behaves a bit strange, due to which Madame warns him, and speaks to all its clients to behave well. Then Mimo gets intimate with all the men every day, and then earns a lot of money, and gradually she starts getting the experience of this work as well. One night Mimo finds out that the girls here are intimate with each other too. A friend of Mimo's tells him that his boss Madame also likes to intimate with girls. Memo finds this very strange, but she is still intimate with her friend. The next day Madame invites Mimo to her room, and then that too gets intimate with the Mimo. A few days later Franco comes here again and he tells Mimo that he wants to marry her, and he asks her for dinner too, to which Mimo says that she already has a boyfriend, and she is going to have dinner with him tomorrow. But the next day Mimo finds out that her boyfriend Nino has gone to a business meeting. That's why he can't meet Mimo today. Hearing this, Mimo goes to dinner with Franco. At this place she sees Nino, who had come to have dinner with another girl. Then Mimo goes to Nino, and then here she finds out that Nino has been cheating on her for almost 3 years, and then knowing this she breaks down completely. Seeing Mimo cry, Franco supports him, and then on the same night they get intimate again. The next day Franco talks about marriage with Mimo again, but Mimo says that she can no longer trust anyone. Her heart is broken, and she will continue to do her job and earn a lot of money for herself, and then she will live a very good life. The next day, Mimo's boyfriend, Nino, comes to visit her, and threatens her. He wants half the money because he sent Mimo here and he is her broker. Mimo talks to Madame about this, and Madame tells Mimo that she will handle Nino. A few days later, a man named Rocco comes here. He is a girl's broker, but that girl did not give money to Rocco, so he leaves after beating her badly, and seeing that Mimo gets scared. That's why Nino should not do the same to her, and that's why she leaves for some other city to work in a club. But he meets Rocco on the train. He recognizes Mimo, and forcefully gets intimate with her in the train. After that he takes her to his house also. The next morning Rocco tells Mimo that she should do the work of prostitution and he will find rich clients for him, and then both will earn a lot of money. But Mimo turns down his offer, and she says that she just wants to work in the club. And so she goes to the club to ask for a job, but everyone refuses her. In fact, Rocco had already told all the clubs by phone call that no one should give job to Mimo, so everyone refused to give job to Mimo. When the job is not found, Mimo accepts Rocco's offer and Rocco sends Mimo to work elsewhere. A few days later a client comes to Mimo, who was his uncle, and he recognizes Mimo. Mimo's uncle blackmails him that he would tell her parents about him. Mimo says she will quit after a few days, but she doesn't tell her parents about it. Then uncle kisses Mimo and says that his eyes were always on Mimo. After this Mimo's uncle gets intimate with her. Now Mimo's uncle starts getting intimate with her for free every day. Mimo tells Rocco about it, because they were getting less money from it, and then Rocco threatens to kill Mimo's uncle one day, due to which Mimo's uncle runs away from there. Rocco then sends Mimo and his friend to a rich man. This man also had a wife, but she was lesbian. This guy also gives drugs to Mimo and her friend, and then his wife starts getting intimate with Mimo's friend, and this rich guy is intimate with Mimo. On the other hand, Franco also used to send letters to Mimo and she also falls in love with Franco. One day a friend of Mimo's dies because she got some kind of infection. Seeing this, Mimo gets scared. She tells Rocco that she wants to leave this job. She doesn't want to. Her condition is similar to that of that girl, but Rocco forbids her to do so, because he was also earning a lot of money through Mimo. But Mimo starts insisting on leaving this work, so Rocco threatens to kill him. Then Mimo has sought help from his madam, and madam says that she will get Rocco arrested. And Mimo later tells her this too, that maybe she is pregnant. Madam then sends her to the doctor, where Mimo gets her abortion done. One day she goes to a party with her client. Then she meets Franco over there. She is very happy to see him, and both are intimate too. Franco tells that now he has become the captain of a ship, and when he buys the boat himself, he will marry Mimo and take her away. Now Mimo has also started loving her, so she agrees to get married, and then Mimo gives Franco all her money to buy the boat. A few days after this, Mimo gets the news that Franco's boat has been confiscated by the police, and they have lost all their money. Now Mimo has to do the same thing again. After a few days, the government here gets the brothel closed, so Mimo moves to another city to do the same thing. But Mimo's eyes go on a girl. Mimo, who was lesbian, takes her to her room. This girl describes herself as a reporter. She wanted to know. That's what happens in prostitution. Mimo tells her everything and then gets intimate with her. A few days later, a millionaire old man named John brings his son here. Actually, his son had turned 18 today, and he had brought her here to celebrate her birthday. All the girls stand in front of him, and his son chooses Mimo and gets intimate with him. Now a few days later comes John's birthday, and he invites Mimo to his party too. At that party, John gets intimate with Mimo, tells him that for the first time in 3 years he has intimated with a girl. She finds Mimo very beautiful, and then he proposes to marry her. John was a very rich and respectable man, so agrees to marry Mimo. Joe and Mimo marry him and introduce him to the rest of their family. John's son tells Mimo that I should be very happy because I have found such a beautiful stepmother. Hearing this, Mimo gets angry and she slaps him, and tells her to stay within her limits. Now after some time Mimo is watching something latest, in which people congratulated him for marriage. One of these letters was also from Franco. We get to know this here too, that Mimo still loves Franco. Then shortly after the marriage, John dies, and Mimo gets half of John's property. After this the government closes all the brothels in the city, and hearing this, Mimo goes to visit her old friends. There she meets Madam and the rest of her friends. Then a client has asked Mimo whether she would go with him. Madam speaks to him on this, that Mimo is married, and she can't go, but Mimo tells her that she will definitely go with him and today she will be intimate with everyone for free for the whole day. Now after some time Mimo marries Franco, and she gifts him a big boat, whose captain she makes Franco. Mimo got both money and love, and then the film ends here. So I hope you enjoy the video, so click any video of 3 them, and enjoy next, and don't forget to subscribe our channel, and hit the like button. Thank you for watching, see you soon.